Hello and thanks for joining us on the news at this hour on ANT International. I am Elizabeth Omori. Now let's take the headlines. President Buhari launches Nigeria's new visa policy 2020, just as United States is reconsidering lifting visa restriction on Nigeria. Nigerians join in the awareness on cancer as the world marks the day. Plus, Nigeria Customs Service intercepts more than $8 million cash at Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. Thank you so much for joining us. Now let's begin with recovered funds. The U.S. government has welcomed President Buhari's stance against corruption and pledged support for civil society and other Nigerian efforts to combat corruption at all levels, saying that the fight against corruption is an investment in the future of Nigeria. A statement by the Morgan Ortega's spokesperson to the U.S. Department of State said the U.S. hosts a ceremony for signing agreement between U.S. and the bailiwick of Jersey and the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for the return of more than $308 million to the Nigerian people. In the 1990s, the assets were stolen by a former military dictator, Sani Abacha, and stashed abroad. More than 20 years later, these assets have been returned to the Nigerian people. The funds will be used by the Nigerian Independent Sovereign Authority to hold the returned assets. And now to other matters. The United States is reconsidering its decision, which included Nigeria among other countries that have been categorized under recent visa restriction. This is part of the successes of binational commission meeting holding in Washington, D.C. Usman Ali reports.
It's a serious meeting holding under a calm atmosphere. Some of the sessions were behind closed door, but generally it's all about negotiation and securing of various deals between Nigeria and the United States. Economic development matters such as trade and export, improved security, and the recent inclusion of Nigeria among the countries which the United States imposed visa restriction are the major issues discussed.
They want us to share data on, criminal history of those traveling, to share data and information on suspected and terrorists, known terrorists that we have, and also information on all travelers, their data information. So 6 of these requirements, and we satisfied all of them. So, we pretty much agree with them that once we address this, that hopefully in the not too distant future, we will be removed from this restricted or this restriction, so this visa restriction.
The United States also acknowledged the determination of the Nigerian government in fighting corruption, and so an agreement was signed for the repatriation of looted funds amounting to more than $300 million to Nigeria.
Most important aspect of it is a clear demonstration of the belief of the international community in the political will on the part of the government of President Muhammadu Buhari, 1, to claim the looted assets, 2, a clear demonstration of the accountability and transparency aspect of it, a clear demonstration that international confidence is further restored in dealing with Nigeria as it relates to transparency and accountability.
United States and Nigeria equally share ideas on more strategic cooperation for the restoration of peace in communities troubled by Boko Haram.
And we made it very clear to the U.S. Binational Commission on government's commitment in these very critical areas. And we hope that we'll have their support and partnership.
It's clear that Nigeria has made it here on improving her foreign policy direction. From Washington, D.C., Usman Aliu, NTA News.
In still on visa and migration, the Nigeria Visa Policy 2020, launched by the federal government, has been formally presented to the public. Africans desirous of visiting Nigeria for genuine purposes can now obtain visa at the port entry, which however excludes land borders. President Muhammadu Buhari, who performed the ceremony, said the policy document will not only complement efforts at protecting Nigerian national identity, but also defend its sovereign and territorial integrity. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
As a pathway towards achieving the security, economy and transparency agenda of the present administration, the Nigeria Visa Policy 2020 allows the issuance of visas at the port of entry, thereby removing the barriers that currently prevent business people, tourists, amongst others, with genuine reasons from visiting Nigeria at short notice. It is designed to support the attainment of the economic recovery and growth plan, boosting tourism, opening up the economy and further securing the nation's borders. President Muhammadu Buhari said the policy document will also strengthen Nigeria's position as key economy in Africa by attracting more investments, creating job opportunities and lifting millions out of poverty.
The Nigerian Visa Policy 2020 is intended to attract innovation, specialized skills and knowledge from abroad to complement locally available ones. I am confident that the implementation of the Nigerian Visa Policy 2020 will support the attainment of a globally competitive economy for Nigeria by building on the efforts of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. The policy is expected to improve the business environment, attract foreign direct investment, and boost tourism without compromising national security.
President Buhari said the policy also provides avenue towards achieving African integration and therefore recommends the document to the international community, foreign and local business entities, saying Nigeria is more than ever open for business. Interior Minister Rauf Aregbesola pledged commitment to the successful implementation of the policy by his ministry, assuring Nigerians that publicized conditions of issuance of the visas in a timely, professional and transparent manner will be strictly adhered to.
I wish to congratulate the Nigerian Immigration Service for this landmark policy and invite all prospective visitors, investors and residents to a new and refreshing experience to Nigeria. The general public can best be rest assured that the implementation of Nigerian Visa Policy 2020 will not be allowed to compromise national security, as adequate control measures have been provided both before and after entry to Nigeria.
Under the new visa regime, the visas have been recategorized into three, made up of short visit, temporary and permanent residence. Their classes were, however, expanded from 6 to 79 for the purpose of addressing every aspect of human need from entry to exit.
This policy has been stated, the national security will not be compromised. It will be of economic benefit to this country. So this visa is flexible, it takes care of national interests, and it is a visa that everybody will be proud of because it will be e-based.
It's a welcome development for economic recovery drive. It's a welcome development to boost tourism in the country and of course for foreign direct investment inflow. In the fullness of time, I believe that the nation will benefit handsomely from the new visa regime.
I think it's something that we should be proud of. If implemented as it should, I think we'll go a long way in alleviating a lot of the challenges and bottlenecks that were inherent in the system before that.
The new visa policy for Nigeria, though approved since May last year, was first announced by President Muhammadu Buhari during the Aswan Forum for Peace and Sustainable Development in Egypt in December 2019. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
Away from visa policies, President Muhammadu Buhari has agreed in principle to visit Ondo State for the inauguration of some people-centered projects executed by the Akeredolu administration for enhanced socio-economic development. This was when he granted audience to Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, who was in the State House, to formally invite him to the Sunshine State as part of his administration's 3rd anniversary celebration. The projects, the iconic flyover along Benin-Ore Road, as well as the Ondo Industrial Hub, aimed at creating job opportunities and enhancing the economy of the state.
The president asked, did you build it yourself? Yes, Ondo State built it over a federal road because we have had enough carnage at that place in Ore, and we want to put an end to it. He was visibly impressed that we were able to do that project, and I'm sure that he will want to come. And there are 2 projects we're asking the president to come and commission. The second one is our Ondo Lee Industrial Hub. That is an industrial hub for this country. It's the only place today that we're having cassava to ethanol. We have a factory for cassava to ethanol. We have a factory that produces MDF and PDF, all these ones we are having here. The only one in Nigeria. And we have a factory that has paper mill. We have where we are producing textile. We have invited many people, and I'm sure that they are starting a plant for buses or big lorries soon. So I explained everything to Mr. President. I'm sure that he felt elated, and I'm sure he will find time to come.
Governor Akeredolu told newsmen that, contrary to public expectations, the issue of Amotekun did not come up in his discussions with the president. He, however, explained that governors in the southeast region are scheduled to meet the Inspector General of Police on Thursday to smoothen edges on the matter. Well, the presidency has described their concerns of the Christian Association of Nigeria on matters of religion, ethics, politics and society as a representation of the peaceful right of all Nigerians to protest and express their views. In a statement by Garba Shehu, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, says the President feels the pain of the Christian community over what he described as unacceptable death of Pastor Lawan Andimi at the hands of Boko Haram terrorist group. The duty of all is to uphold the rights of others to worship according to their faith and to respect the rights of each other, to do so freely in the spirit of brotherhood and respect and without interference. The President therefore emphasized that there is no place in Nigeria for those who politicize religion. Into other matters, the Buhari Media Organization has described the meeting between President Buhari and the leadership of the National Assembly on the state of security in the country as a step towards addressing the insecurity in the country. A statement by the pro-Buhari organization signed by its chairman, Niyi Akinsiju, says the meeting between the executive and the legislature gave first-hand information on the efforts of the Buhari administration to curtail the spate of killings, kidnappings and other crimes in the nation. Buhari Media Organization says the meeting equally addressed the fears and concerns of Nigerians with the announcement that a committee comprising the executive, legislature and the All Progressives Congress will be set up to periodically evaluate the security situation in the country and prefer pragmatic solutions where the need arises. The group therefore notes that despite the efforts of the Buhari administration, there is room for improvement, especially in procuring modern equipment, arms and ammunition for both the military and the Nigerian police. Now to health. Do you know that about 240 Nigerians die of cancer today? Perhaps you may not also know that cervical cancer kills 1 Nigerian every hour, with prostate cancer alone killing 40 Nigerian men every single day. These, experts say, could reduce if Nigerians have the right information on this deadly disease. This is the essence of the yearly celebration of the World Cancer Day. Basita Ikman reports that cancer survivors took the lead at this year's campaign in Nigeria.
Gloria is a proud cancer survivor who says self-denial is the worst that can happen to a cancer victim. Gloria is now a strong advocate, enlightening the public on the need to do regular checkup so victims do not tow her path.
God's grace and early detection. Early detection saves life. Cancer is not a death sentence as far as I'm concerned.
Gloria, with Ministry of Women Affairs and partners, went round the streets of Abuja to enlighten the public on the effect of the scourge.
The effect affects the entire families and everybody around. But if an individual can make effort to see that it's being prevented, I assured you, then it will not affect the majority of the people.
How you tackle this, then we can jointly fight cancer, because early detection, we keep saying, saves life. Once it has advanced, then the chance of mortality increases.
The Nigerian National Cancer Prevention and Control Plan shows that cancer is responsible for 72,000 deaths in Nigeria, with an estimated 102,000 new cases of cancer annually.
I shall dwell more on the priority areas of action with a view to highlighting the various practical steps and measures that the present government has taken to confront the cancer menace. Efforts for Ghana to introduce the human papillomavirus vaccine into the national immunization scheme and commence by 2021.
The theme for this year's celebration is I Am, I Will, which acknowledges that everybody has the capacity to act in the face of cancer, and it is an empowering call to action for personal commitment to end the scourge. Basi Taipan, NTA News.
If you just joined us, this is the news on ANC International, reaching you live from Abuja. We'll take a break now. We'll be right back.
That channel where you watch just now don't waka, no panic.
Can you no panic?
You go do it by yourself like ABC. Oh yeah, press the menu button on top your remote. Scroll up and down till you see Information Central. Then press OK.
Press OK.
Check the signal strength and quality. If the signal strength and quality pass 70, make you press the exit button, go back. Go advanced options, then choose installation, then go to reset and press OK.
Yeah, press OK.
Wow, now you self fit catch all those channels will be one miss road by yourself. Yes, make your group for no loss. You see as I do, Abi?
And I see as I do,
Go TV, live it, love it.
And I see as we do,
Glad to know you're still there. First Lady of Nigeria, Aisha Muhammad Buhari, has enjoined Nigerian women not to skip their fundamental roles of complementing their husbands for proper upbringing of their children. The First Lady stated this in a message during the presentation of food items to various women groups and associations in Plateau State. State House correspondent Aliu Kabir reports.
Women in Plateau State have massively benefited from the gesture of Aisha Buhari Foundation through the Future Assured program. The women cutting across various groups and associations from across the state have received the donation of varieties of food items and other essential commodities. The gesture is part of the nationwide Aisha Buhari Foundation's initiative of supporting Nigerian women and children and other less privileged persons. The First Lady, in a message during the presentation of the items to the state chapters of various women associations,